Picture a situation where you are 14 years old, and after your parents divorce, you have to decide where to live. Your first option is your father, who caused problems in your family but can provide you with security and give more opportunities for your future. The second one is your Vietnamese mother, who was always there for you. But with this choice, you take your own future under threat too. This is the ethical dilemma that we have discussed, and at the very heart of it lies the question: what constitutes selfishness? Is the decision to make choices about having more stability in the future selfish, or is it simply a logical move for someone who is still beginning to live her life?
The dilemma mainly affects two people, the original poster and her mother. For the original poster, choosing her father allows her to get an opportunity to receive stability, education, and basic needs. But this decision might create some emotional difficulties for her since she may feel guilty about leaving a parent who sacrificed for her. Meanwhile, choosing to remain with her mother means she is able to offer her psychological support, but at the same time, it limits her future chances in life. This situation also applies to the mother who, after divorcing her spouse, has to live with the instability and stress. With no longer having a source of support from her husband, it will become harder for her to look after herself, let alone the two of them. But despite these struggles, the responsibility for solving the issue should not automatically fall on the daughter.
To understand this dilemma, we looked at Filipino values that often influence family decisions. What we found significant was the value of kapwa, which means a shared identity. This concept tells us that family members naturally take care of each other, and that the choices one makes can affect other people as well. We also noted the possible importance of utang na loob, since all might feel that leaving her mother would amount to not paying back everything that she did for her. Other values like hiya, pakikisama, bayanihan, and bahala na also promote maintaining relationships and helping family members in times of difficulty. This is the reason why there are two legitimate perspectives in this issue. One states that Op must put her own future first since she is still very young. Another claims that her decision to pick her father would be considered morally problematic since this would leave her already vulnerable mother with less support.
When we compared both sides, one point stood out the most. Original poster is only 14 years old. At such age, she cannot be asked to take care of her mom emotionally or take decisions caused by the divorce. These are responsibilities of the adults involved. Another thing that we came to notice was that opting for a safe environment was not opting for the easy way out. Education, health, safety, and financial stability are basic necessities that will affect the future of original poster. Most importantly, taking care of your parents does not always mean sacrificing yourself. Original poster can always love and take care of her mom emotionally without having to sacrifice anything important for her future.
Taking into account the risk, the integration of Filipino values, and both sides of the issue, we came to a conclusion that the interests of the child should still come first. While it is necessary to be compassionate and grateful, this must not lead to the burdening of a 14-year-old girl with an adult's obligation. Making a choice of the most stable option does not mean rejecting the mother, but protecting her right to development and growth. With that in mind, we end this dilemma analysis affirming that OP is not the asshole. The situation was a consequence of the father's failure to uphold his responsibilities to nurture and keep the family together. Thus, OP's decision should be viewed not as an act of selfishness, but as a reasonable attempt at securing a future every child deserves.
There's a saying that mothers know best. But when can you say that a parent is right in a situation? And that is what we're going to talk about in our second case. OP's daughter is 21 years old and has been with her 24-year-old boyfriend for 2 years. The boyfriend has a phobia of eating in front of other people. And even though he accepts and orders full meals during family gatherings, he never eats them, causing the food to be thrown away. Because of this repeated behavior, the parent becomes frustrated over the wasted food and expenses. OP talks to her daughter about this, and the daughter explains that refusing food is considered rude in their culture. Despite her daughter's explanation, OP eventually still considers no longer inviting the boyfriend to family gatherings.
This situation, if not handled properly, can cause OP's relationship with her daughter. If OP chose to exclude the boyfriend from family dinners, he might get offended. OP's daughter may also choose to support her boyfriend, which could damage her relationship with her daughter and family relationships. But if OP chose to do nothing about it, boyfriend behavior would not stop, resulting in more wastefood and additional financial burden to the family.
We identified several ethical principles in this case. Pakikipagkapwa. OP should try to understand her daughter's boyfriend's phobia and find a way that works for everyone. Pananagutan. The boyfriend should ask responsibly and avoid wasting food and money. consent siya. OP should consider the consequences of no longer inviting the boyfriend. Paggalang, OP and the boyfriend should respect each other's feelings and situation. OP's family also demonstrates hospitality by welcoming the boyfriend into their home. Ultimately, open communication is crucial. OP should speak directly with her child's boyfriend so they can resolve the issue without damaging their relationship.
After considering both sides of our group, we decided OP is NTA or not the asshole. We do agree that wasting food and putting a financial burden on the family cannot go on forever, but we also understand about the boyfriend's phobia. We believe that communication and understanding should come first. However, if this concern was already addressed by OP and they try to find a way to compromise but with no success, setting a boundary by no longer inviting the boyfriend to family dinners is justified. We also believe that this decision should be communicated respectfully, and the decision of no longer inviting the boyfriend to family dinners should only be used as a last resort, not as the first response to the problem.
To sum it all up, the second case of our group shows the importance of compassion and responsibility. The boyfriend's phobia deserves understanding and respect. However, OP's concerns about wasting food and the financial burden are also valid. OP should have an honest communication with her daughter's boyfriend directly and try to see things from the other person's point of view. They should also be willing to find a common ground that works for everyone involved and think about how their actions can affect the people that they care about. If talking and compromising do not work, then for our group it is okay to set some boundaries. This will help OP's relationship with her family be healthy and strong.